So this is the new drive plate for the Mazda 323. This is the alternator belt. Those are some CV shaft seals. So this is how the new starter motor looks like. Inside here is the pinion gear. So this is the old flex plate. As you can see, the teeth on this flex plate is really damaged. Look at this. This is how much it's worn out. So this is actually the starter motor, and as you can see closely, this is the pinion gear of the starter motor. So that pinion gear of the starter motor engages with the teeth of the flex plate, and that's how the engine starts once you crank the engine. The issue here was that with the old flex plate, see, this portion of the teeth are all good. So this portion is all good. But as you keep coming down here, see, this teeth is all worn out. See, it's really bad. So the pinion gear used to slip off the rings over here, and that's why you get the loud grinding noise. See, even this portion of the teeth is good. So when the pinion gear engages with this teeth, the engine starts without any issue. It's only when you come down here, see here, even here you can see a slight wear in the teeth. Apart from that, the flex plate is good, but just because of this, we needed to change both the flex plate and the starter motor. The starter motor is actually otherwise pretty good, but just not to have any issues in future, I changed both the starter motor as well as the flex plate, so now we will not have any issues at all. So right now I'm going to tell what all work has been done on this car and how much I've spent on it. First thing we did was the valve cover gasket replacement. For those of you who haven't watched it, can watch it in the link right above here. And so the amount that I spent on that was around $100, including the nuts and bolts, the valve cover gasket, and the high temperature silicone gasket maker. So that was around $100. And the next thing that we replaced was the flex plate and the starter motor, which was giving the grinding noise when we tried to crank the engine. So that I had given outside to a mechanic to repair, and the labor cost for that was around $700. And the flex plate cost me $300 and the starter motor cost me $210. So the entire work for that cost me $1,210. Then I did an AC regassing. Thank God it wasn't the AC compressor, it was just an AC regas, and it fixed my cooling in the car. So that cost me $75. I replaced the alternator belt here, that cost me $21. I also fixed the auto transmission fluid leak at the bottom. The auto transmission fluid cost me $116, and the oil seals cost me $94. Then I did a regular oil filter and oil change service. So those of you who haven't watched that can watch it right in the link above here, and that cost me $112. Then I got the car's window tinted. Now these are nano ceramic window tints, and it cost me around $300 for the entire car, except the front. They haven't put any tint on the front. I also ordered for a dash mat, so that will be coming in 2 days. So that cost me another $70. So for the interior beautification alone, including the wheel cover, the seat cover, the floor mats, and the dash mat, it cost me $102. I also spent $120 to get a spare Stephanie tire. I didn't get one with the car. So excluding the engine oil and filter change service, which cost me $112, the total cost has come around $2,100 so far. So that's the amount I've spent totally on this car, and the work is actually not complete yet. I got this car for $1,500, and I've spent now around $2,100. That is over the actual value of this car. So that's obviously a huge spending on this car right now, and the work's not complete yet. Mechanically, the work is almost complete. There's no other mechanical work that needs to be done on this car. The only thing that I need to do is replace the exhaust muffler, which has holes. So that will cost me around another $200. Then I would need to replace this rear garnish. I'll obviously get some used one from the junkyard because this part is broken here. I need to replace this. I need to repaint the boot. So I need to repaint this door. I need to repaint the roof. So that's about it. I just need to replace the exhaust muffler, the rear tail garnish, and I need to repaint the car. And after that, the work is almost complete, and hopefully this car won't give any other problems. So clearly financially this DIY project doesn't make any sense because I've already spent way over the value of the car. The biggest mistake I did was I did not inspect the car properly, and although I thought I was getting a good deal, the car had a lot of issues, and the main issue was the grinding noise that was coming due to the worn out flex plate and the starter motor. So that was the most expensive affair, especially I couldn't do that job alone at home. So I had to give it to a mechanic, and that really shot up the overall cost on this car. Yeah, so it was a bad deal, of course. If I got the car for around like $1,000 or less, then it would have been okay, but it's all right. I spent $1,500, and now I've spent even more than that, around $2,100 for repairing and getting the car back in shape. So right now I'm well over $3,500 on this car, and I still have a few more work left. So I think it'll bring the value of this car to around four grand, I guess, when the work is all complete and done. It really isn't a good deal, considering that this is actually a 30-year-old car, and there are chances that even other parts on this car might fail. I hope not, but what to do? I really like to keep the car spick and span, and although I could have reduced the cost of repairs on this car by getting a used flex plate and starter motor, but those of you who have been following my channel know that I'm actually not content or happy with having inferior products on my car. Whatever I get, I want to get it brand new, or I need to get it OEM. So at least I did not go OEM this time, because if it was OEM, again, prices on the spare parts would have gone over the roof. And it's not like Mazda were willing to give me the OEM products. Even they asked me to just get non-OEM products for the car since it's very old. So that's the reason why I went non-OEM, and maybe it reduced the total cost by a little bit. So this is all the work that was done on the car so far, and these were the expenses. I hope you guys found this vlog useful and informative. If you did, please do hit the like button. Do consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't done already. And until next time, this is Stan signing out. Bye bye.